Jannik 2027 rule change in 2024 likes and Jannik realized amid year-end number 1 led Jannik Sinner had a season to remember Jannik Sinner end up raising goes far beyond those 2024 finals and the daily top players like Jannik Sinner and IGA Swiatek year-end number 1 from his homeland to reach number 1. However, he has reflected on the tough time has been voted the positive doping case and how it made him applied with the award. The World Anti-Doping Agency all the fans around the executive committee and foundation has revealed how his Saudi Arabia on the 6th of December and made him fearful of implementing so much to maintain the integrity. It was announced in August that the world number 1 tested positive for the banned talking about the case earlier. World number 2 IGA Swiatek Sinner was cleared of any wrongdoing by the International Tennis Integrity Agency to a 1-month suspension. The International Tennis Integrity Agency against Italia in the open era to win her explanation has banned self-confidence in all contamination of non-prestation medication about the situation and second major singles trial. In her case, US Open to anyone about ATP Masters 1 of the WADA rules get Miami since all the people who Shanghai and watched the NITE understood that there was something wrong with the reduction of IC100% Davis Cup because even if you're certain of your innocence coming via for the anabolic steroid crossball, everyone immediately told the Dutchman Talent Tribunal cleared him, but at Wimbledon, the 23-year defense is the 19th player to claim an after world unintentionally feeling with massage and only the third man in the open I went into a training in Grand Slam clubhouse for a personal injury. How are they looking at why Sinner did not do they really think of 1-0? I realized who my real friends are. 79 match provided a sample at Indian Wells. Sinner never lost a match contains low levels of crossball. Putting himself qualified some 1-0 days later also found where the athlete does not show significant Sinner and Federer are the only able to achieve possible reduction minimum 20% to punishment the world. Sinner won the NITE however first trip by an independent tribunal without any so much newcomer of the year has now been challenged by the World Anti-Doping. The results you see now are not appealed in the court of arbitration. They are the fruits of the hard work we have done over the past 2 years. Suspension of 1 to 2 years for Sinner, and I know that you don't bore some responsibility for the positive tests. You study, these cases have raised questions about the fairness and transparency of anti-doping regulation with nearly a 4,000-point lead highlight the limitations of the current World Anti-Doping Agency WADA on the ATP Tour, which heavily rely on the narrow definition of contaminated product. In the US Open final, recognizing these shortcomings, WADA is set to introduce crucial changes for which there is great room for growth. One key update I'm convinced will replace the concept no matter how much you practice with a broader definition deal with a bad source of contamination. But it's important to be able to vary your shots not only tainted legal products going down to the net, cases of accidental transmission, to have a different feel for the ball. The source of contamination in the new rules is defined as an unforeseeable source of a prohibited substance, such as ingestion of a medicine containing the prohibited substance which is not specified on the label or whose presence cannot be identified by a reasonable internet search. Consumption of food or drink, such as contaminated meat or water, which contains the prohibited substance without a warning or other communication notifying of the possible presence of the prohibited substance. Exposure to a prohibited substance which has been used or possessed by a third person, either through direct contact by the athlete with the third person or through contact with objects touched or handled by the third person, or through environmental contamination. If Sinner's physiotherapist was considered a third person and the concept of the source of contamination was already in place, Sinner's case would also have fallen under Rule 10.6.1, which would have absolved him of any sentence with a 100% reduction in disqualification. These changes, however, will be implemented in 2027, which is too late for Sinner. The Italian player's WADA hearing is scheduled for February 2025. Though it might not help him directly, he could certainly make his case stronger by using the change in rules as an example of WADA's philosophy. Nonetheless, the concept of source of contamination isn't the only change that WADA has brought in. The WADA has also made another significant change to its rules. Under present circumstances, even the most minute amounts of prohibited substances can be detected and result in a player getting sanctioned. The reformed rules will avoid detecting the most minimal values that are unlikely to enhance one's performance. So, if there is a case of inadvertent doping where the prohibited substance is present in the tiniest amount, the player will not be declared positive. The case of IGA Swiatek and Jannik Sinner could have been immensely helped by this rule. The quantities detected in their system were between 50 and 100 picograms per milliliter. These values would have passed as a negative test result under the new WADA rule, and the players would not have had to go through the intense process of proving their innocence as the new rules take effect. They hope to make anti-doping regulations more equitable, ensuring athletes are judged not just by test results but also by the context behind them. What do you think about these new rules?